If you were learning English in, say, China, and you read this story from the Milwaukee media today, you would have to ask your English teacher, why are the goats in Milwaukee so mean? Why are they attacking police officers? And how do goats throw rocks and bottles and attack buses and set fires? Then the teacher would have to explain to you, well, they're not really talking about goats, so they're not talking about kids. They're really talking about black people in Milwaukee.
More than 100 kids in a standoff with police at a Milwaukee park.
And police say those kids turned violent, breaking windows and throwing rocks. Our Ann Sterling is live in Sherman Park, where it all went down. Hi, Ann.
Hey, good morning to you, Susan. Police actually had to show up here in riot gear last night to stop this rough group of kids. The kids first came out around 8 o'clock last night. They were throwing rocks, police say, at that point. They all went home, but then they came back a few hours later. They showed up to this BP that you see behind me right here, and then made their way back to Sherman Park. We have the video right here of exactly what happened. This is, again, after 11 o'clock last night. This big group came back to Sherman Park. This time the kids turned violent. They started throwing rocks at the officers. Police say at one point some of them picked up bricks and slung those in every direction. One kid broke a window at the BP gas station. Another broke a window on a police cruiser and also on a county bus. We know several MPD districts, along with Milwaukee County Sheriff's deputies, were here on scene trying to get this situation under control. It did take them some time. Police say at one point during this entire situation, the kids set a gas can on fire and actually threw it into a garbage can. There was a fire at that point. We also know there were 4 arrests made overnight.
And of course there was the usual bunch of knuckleheads out saying police deserve it, white people deserve it. And by the way, black people are not violent, and if you say black people are violent again, my friends and I will beat the hell out of you. Yeah, they actually say stuff like that.
Some people have said we've got this epidemic of violence. Do we, and is that the correct term for it?
And I think that we in America, journalistically and historically, pick up on this story in the middle. If you pick up on the story in the middle, what it appears is that black people are ontologically, intellectually deficient, and some people say even prone to violence. In order to really deal with this, we have to deal with the policies and political and economic realities that cause what it is that we see.
He goes on to describe a half a dozen of the thousands and thousands of causes and excuses for black violence all over the country, many of which fit nicely into what happened in Milwaukee last night. All except one. He forgot to mention the cops in Milwaukee had to have made those black kids angry.